This episode is sponsored by Liberty Paper Mill. Welcome back to the third episode of Making America. I'm your host, James Beech, and today we are circling back to something we mentioned last episode, the Declaration of Independence. It has been signed and sent, people. So today I'll be going through some of the things in the Declaration and what they kind of mean. So basically, the first part, it talks about that our differing beliefs about government and fundamental rights give us the justification to split from the British. And these rights are listed specifically as life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I mean, yeah, everyone deserves that right. But also, the line, we hold these truths to be self evident that all men are created equal, just goes so incredibly hard. Thomas Jefferson did not have to write it like this, and he did not have to put that much work into it, but oh my god. Okay, anyway, let's get into some of the grievances that we have listed here. So, the first grievance is he has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance unless suspended in their operation till his assent should be obtained, and when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend them. He being the King of England, of course. But basically, this means that no laws can be passed without his direct agreement, no matter how important or pressing or life changing they could be. And then while we're waiting for him to pass these laws that we kind of need, he's just off doing his thing. He's not attending to any of them. And so I feel like that is a really great kind of starting point just because it's such an important thing and he's not doing it, and that is just yeah. Okay. Next, we have he has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people, unless those people would relinquish the right of representation in the legislature, a right inestimable to them and formable to tyrants only. So basically, King of England is refusing to pass laws that would help the people unless they have no representation in his government. So that means that he's basically kind of holding us hostage at this point of yeah, I'll pass a law to make you happier and give you more freedom to do this. But you don't get to have a say in some of this new stuff that I'm doing. And so, yeah. He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states for that purpose, obstructing the laws for naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations hither, and raising the conditions of new appropriations of lands. So he's really made it hard for people who are already citizens to get actual land. He doesn't want us to have any more because then he'll lose control over us. And he has also made it really, really hard for people to start migrating to the US. Oh my gosh. I have this friend who's over in Germany, and he's kind of heard about this whole thing going on, and he thinks, oh my gosh, this is a great place because he has a farming business and it's not going great over there. So he's been trying to get over here for a year, and it's just not happening. And it's just such a hard and complicated process. Um, he has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount and payment of their salaries. So basically, he has all the judges in his pocket, no matter how they feel about it. Because if they want to be a judge and continue to be a judge, they have to follow his rules and his ideals. And that will definitely lead, and has already definitely led, to people getting wrongly convicted for things. So either you're a judge and you listen to this guy, or else you don't have a job anymore, or you try and seek actual justice and you lose your job. He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. So basically, he will make new rules and taxes whenever the hell he wants. And it's really annoying because, we're already so heavily taxed, we don't need, 7 more on things that we need. It's mostly just greed. It is just flat out greed. He has kept among us in times of peace standing armies without the consent of our legislators. So, even when nothing is going on, it's nice and peaceful, normal town and everything, and, you'll go around the corner and there's just like some British military officer just standing there. And it's like, girl, I have done nothing wrong. You are making me feel unsafe, and you're assuming that I'm going to be doing something bad, so you have to be present here. And it's just so annoying because, like, it's just really oppressing and it's honestly kind of scary. I mean, like, you never know what's going to happen. And for protecting them, the soldiers, by a mock trial for punishment for any murders which they should commit on the inhabitants of these states. So basically, these guys who are just standing around the corner, nothing's going on, if they decide to, like, hurt someone or kill someone or take something from someone, they won't get, like, any reformation. They can do whatever they want, no matter what. For taking away our charters, abolishing the most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our governments. So, like, the colonies in towns, we already kind of like have these certain rules. Like, some towns are more lenient on certain things than others. And he's just come in and completely taken away that and undermined, like, everything. And now everyone has to abide by his government only. And I mean, there are some things that just don't apply to us because he lives all the way in England and we live all the way over here. I mean, there's nothing really that makes us that similar. He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burnt our towns, and destroyed the lives of our people. I feel like that one's pretty self-explanatory. He's been stealing our resources and murdering our soldiers just because he doesn't want a little bit of an uprising. And I mean, like, yeah, as a government, you shouldn't want uprisings and you should try and prevent them. But the way he's going about it just makes people more angry and more upset about it. So I think he might be getting what's coming to him. He has constrained our fellow citizens, taken captive on the high seas, to bear arms against their country, to become the executioners of their friends and brethren, or fall themselves by their hands. So, like, on our ships, there was a ship recently that went missing, and we found out that all the American people on that ship were kidnapped by the British Navy and are forced to be in the British Navy now. They had no say in it. They didn't want to sign up. And, like, they didn't even have a reason to kidnap them. They were just on their way over to England to go pick up a shipment of tea. And, like, they just get kidnapped, and now they're part of the military. They don't want that. Ugh. But yeah. So now here at the end we have this quote. We, therefore, the representatives of the United States of America in General Congress, assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our own intentions, do, in the name and by the authority of the good of the people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of right ought to be free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connections between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states, they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract allies, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states of many may of right do. And, like, this last part is basically just saying, hey, we're not with you anymore. We are a complete and separate entity, and yeah, we are free and independent from the British Empire, and we're going to be able to do all the stuff other nations do. Like France and Germany, they can trade with whoever they want, and us in America can't. So, like, this is basically saying we're allowed to do that. But yeah, now all we have to do is wait for a response from the British. And I mean, like, this is the biggest push that we've had so far in our, as far as our independence goes. But for now, we just have to wait and see. So I'll see you next week. I am James Beech, and this is Making America.